What's good? It's your boy Fanon. All right, I'm going to talk about a comparison that my man Nazim Richardson. If you're not familiar with him, you must not know. You must not be into boxing law, man. Definitely Hall of Fame level trainer. Used to train Shane Mosley and and Bernard Hopkins. Legendary trainer out of Philadelphia, in the Philadelphia area. Compare Mikey Garcia to Floyd Mayweather Jr. Said Floyd Mayweather that Mikey Garcia is like the Mexican Floyd Mayweather Jr. When asked about the fight between him and Errol Spence Jr. That's supposed to be coming up in March in Dallas at the AT&T Stadium. So I'm going to get a little bit more into that real quick. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel so that you can be notified when we release more videos and when we do the live streams. We do live streams 5-6 days a week in the morning, usually around 10 o'clock a.m. Central Time, which is 11 Eastern. Is that 9 Pacific? But 10 o'clock Central Time. So I hope that you would subscribe and hit the bell icon so you can be notified of that. And thank you to everybody that supports the channel. Thank you very, very much. Now, Nazim Richardson was asked about Errol Spence Jr. and Mikey Garcia. And one of the things that I really, really like about Nazim Richardson is that he has the same viewpoint that I have on fights, is that anything can happen. And that when you have two world-class fighters that get into the ring, both have the capability to win the fight. He talked about Errol Spence Jr., Mikey Garcia, Errol Spence Jr., Terrence Crawford. And so when he talked about Mikey Garcia and Errol Spence, he said, now if I had to guess who he was leaning towards, I would say, of course, he's leaning towards Errol Spence Jr. And like most people with common sense are doing. But he said that Mikey Garcia's really got to have the fight of his life. He's got to fight the perfect fight to beat Errol Spence Jr. But then he went and said, look, this guy is like the Mexican Floyd Mayweather Jr. If you look at what his pedigree, he's speaking specifically of his family pedigree with Robert Garcia and the father, Eduardo Garcia. His brother, Robert Garcia, was a professional boxer, used to be the IBF super featherweight title holder, and has been a trainer of a lot of different professional fights over the last year. One of the most standout trainers in boxing right now, Roberto Garcia. And then he also has another brother, Daniel Garcia, who's a professional trainer as well. So, similar to Floyd Mayweather, whose father was a professional boxer who fought Sugar Ray Leonard, that's Floyd Mayweather Sr., and Roger Mayweather, who is a former world champion as well. Roger the Black Mamba Mayweather, and of course Roger Mayweather, who you can now see on Mayweather Boxing Club, man, very funny dude. Was also a good fighter, not on the level of the three other Mayweather brothers, and obviously none of them on the same level as Floyd Mayweather Jr. But that same kind of boxing lineage where you're in the gym from an early age, everybody that's in your house has extensive knowledge and experience in boxing. And that's pretty much the comparison that they make. Also, you can do some other comparisons where you have, Floyd. I think Floyd might have started at 126, went to 130, 135, 140, 147 to end up at 154. He got his first title against Janair Hernandez at 130 pounds. So 130 to 135, 140, 147. He fought at a catch weight with Canelo Alvarez at 152 pounds, something like that. But that breadth of weight classes, I think it's a fair way that you could compare. It's fair to make that comparison. Mikey Garcia is no slouch. He definitely has experience. His family has the experience, and he's accomplished a lot in the sport of boxing. So to hear Nazim Richardson say that, I think a lot of people are going to scoff at that, but I think it's a fair comparison. And Nazim Richardson also said that he thought that if you look at Shane Mosley, and when Shane Mosley moved up from lightweight to fight Oscar De La Hoya, he won a fight against Oscar De La Hoya. So it's not unheard of that you have a guy move up from 135 pounds up to 147 pounds and win a belt, right? And obviously you have that. Another really big example of that is Roberto Duran. Roberto Duran moved up from 135 pounds. He's a former lightweight champion. Was lightweight champion for years, moved up and fought Sugar Ray Leonard at 147 pounds and won the title against Sugar Ray Leonard. So, this is not something that's completely unheard of, right? It is something that has happened in the past. And like I said, the thing that I really like about Nazim Richardson is he keeps those things in perspective. Same thing goes with when he was asked about Terrence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather, Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. And he said, look, both Terrence Crawford has the attributes to be able to beat Errol Spence, and Errol Spence has the attributes to be able to beat Terrence Crawford. And it's really going to be what happens when those two guys get in the ring together and who's going to have the better day. And that really is a lot of, very, very good fights out there at welterweight that can happen. Now, listening to his tone, though, the Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence Jr., I couldn't tell you what he thinks about that, because he had a different expression, a different energy to that question. That was more of a I don't know type of thing. As far as Mikey Garcia, man, I'd bet $100 to a donut that if you really press Nazim Richardson, he would be given the favor to, that he would be favoring Errol Spence Jr. He kind of just walked out on who he thought was actually going to win the fight. For myself, I clearly think Errol Spence Jr. has a massive advantage in this fight. I think that you can do a lot of comparisons between Mayweather and Mikey Garcia, but just like every comparison, there's differentiation that can take place as well. The biggest differentiation between Mikey Garcia and Floyd Mayweather Jr. Their situations are, first, that Mikey Garcia is not Floyd Mayweather Jr. as far as his talent level. In my opinion, I don't think that he is as skilled, but more importantly, I don't think that he's as talented as Floyd Mayweather Jr., and that the comparison between their backgrounds really kind of ends at their background. It ends with the fact that they have a lot of institutional knowledge, that they've grown up in a family with a lot of institutional knowledge in boxing, and that they were trained to fight the right way. They were trained how to fight smart, and they've been in. Now, Mikey Garcia, I don't know exactly who it was I know that Floyd had sparred some really great fighters like Pernell Whitaker, obviously, and he grew up. I mean, I'm pretty sure he was sparring Roger Mayweather as a pretty young dude as well. So I'm sure he had a lot of great training. The names that I know specifically from Mikey Garcia are guys like Marcus Maidana, I think he sparred Manny Pacquiao as well. Edwin Valario, who used to be a real monster at lightweight, man. He was either a 130 or 135, man. But Edwin Valario, I think he was either Venezuelan or from Argentina. I think he's from Venezuela, though. Very, very powerful puncher, man. Just kind of lost his head a little bit. Wasn't able to fight in the U.S. anymore because I think he had like a metal plate in his head or something like that. But somebody was really on the come up that Mikey Garcia used to spar with. So just having that ability to be in the ring and in the gym with that many talented fighters who have that's where that comparison is, and I think it's fair. But talent-wise, that's a different shot. And also, Floyd Mayweather Jr. moving up to fight I have to say a diminished Oscar De La Hoya, because Oscar De La Hoya, and I think that was also above 147 pounds too. The comparison was with Shane Mosley and Oscar De La Hoya. Shane Mosley, I do believe, was bigger than Oscar De La Hoya in the amateurs. And Sugar Shane Mosley started off at 135 pounds. Mikey Garcia started off at 126 pounds. So I think that the size difference between Oscar De La Hoya and another thing, I don't think Oscar De La Hoya is as big as I don't think Oscar De La Hoya is as big as as Errol Spence Jr. is. And they didn't fight each other. They weren't fighting around each other in the amateurs. So I just don't see that is a very strong comparison. I'm not going to say that I think Errol Spence Jr. is a better welterweight than Oscar De La Hoya, because I think at welterweight, man, the first go round, he was a great fighter, man. But I do not believe that Mikey Garcia is Shane Mosley at lightweight. Shane Mosley was a monster. But, you know, it is what it is, man. That's a comparison. That's my thought on the comparison. Nazim Richardson, I always got a ton of respect for him, man. And it was just an interesting thing to think about. And with that, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And with that, I'm out. Peace.